Here are the top stories for today, June 12, 2019. As the country celebrates Independence Day, President Duterte urges Filipinos to aspire for a truly independent Philippines. 6 officials of Philhealth submit their courtesy resignation amid a multi-billion peso ghost claim scam. Australia opens opportunities for migration to skilled Negros residents. And the Philippines expresses interest to host the 2021 UN World Tourism Organization Summit.
Good day, I'm Rom Dulfo. Welcome to the PNA Newsroom. Our top story, President Rodrigo Duterte on Wednesday called on Filipinos to ensure that the dream of a truly independent Philippines is achieved within their lifetime. More on this from Bench Bondo.
In his Independence Day message, President Rodrigo Duterte acknowledged how 121 years have passed since the country's ancestors ended colonization and proclaimed its independence. Duterte described the country's proclamation of independence as the most significant event in Philippine history, but noted that our ancestors had to pay a price before it was realized. He said, quote, "The freedom we achieved back then was not without a cost. The tree of liberty blossomed on these lands because it was nourished by the sweat and blood of our patriots, heroes, and martyrs," unquote. The president enjoined Filipinos to make the most out of our ancestors' sacrifices by ensuring a truly independent Philippines within this lifetime. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Bench Bondo.
Philippine National Police Chief General Oscar Albayalde on Wednesday gave honor to modern-day heroes during the 121st celebration of the Philippines Independence Day. In his message, Albayalde acknowledged the sacrifices and services of security forces, firefighters, teachers, farmers, as well as metro aides, noting that Independence Day is also a special day for them. Despite being a free country, Albayalde also said that the Philippines still faces a lot of problems and challenges, which include corruption and drug problem. He urged policemen to continue serving the Filipino citizens and continue to fight against criminality and illegal drugs. He also reminded the PNP not to destroy its image by being involved in illicit activities. The lower house has frozen the bill which seeks to renew the franchise of broadcast giant ABS-CBN Corporation. The franchise expires in 9 months or on March 20, 2020. The Lopez-owned broadcasting firm is said to strengthen its online service in preparation for that possibility. House Bill 4349 remains pending since November 2016, and the Committee on Legislative Franchise has not acted on the bill before the 17th Congress adjourned. This means that the renewal measure would have to be refiled in the 18th Congress, which convenes on July 22. The closure of ABS-CBN remains a possibility as long as President Duterte has complaints against the network. The president claimed that the network did not air an ad that he paid for during the 2016 presidential elections and instead showed a TV spot against him, which was paid by his critic, Senator Antonio Trillanes. In November last year, he said he would object to the station's franchise renewal. The president had also complained of unfair coverage by mainstream media outlets. The delivery of the AIM-9 Sidewinder air-to-air missiles, which will be the primary armament of the South Korean FA-50 Fighting Eagle light interim fighter aircraft, will start within this year. Department of National Defense spokesperson Arsenio Andolong said Wednesday that the Sidewinder missiles will be delivered within the year. Once the missiles arrive, the FA-50s will definitely have more fangs to use in protecting the country's airspace aside from its 20mm automatic cannon. The Sidewinder contract is worth over 1 million pesos. Andolong earlier said all AIM-9s to be acquired are all live rounds and fresh from the factory, meaning all of its sensors, rocket motors, and warheads are brand new. Malacanang assures that President Duterte supports a pay hike for teachers. Meanwhile, the NBI arrests 6 members of the Abu Sayyaf group. More on this and other news around the metro from Joyce Acudis.
Malacanang on Tuesday assured that President Rodrigo Duterte is in favor of increasing the salary of public school teachers. While the government is still looking where to source the fund for the proposed 10,000 peso increase, presidential spokesperson Salvador Panelo said the government is doing something to raise the interest and welfare of public school teachers. The Department of Education, on the other hand, noted that the public school teachers' monthly salary has already increased by more than 100% since the year 2000. Meanwhile, 6 members of the terrorist Abu Sayyaf group were nabbed in separate operations conducted by the National Bureau of Investigation in Taguig City, Balanga City, Bataan, and Zamboanga City. The suspects are wanted for their involvement in various incidents, particularly on the kidnapping in Dr. Torres Memorial Hospital in Basilan, the 2001 Golden Harvest kidnapping incident, the abduction of the Jehovah's Witness members in Patikul, Sulu in 2002, and in several bombings. The operation was conducted by the NBI Counterterrorism Division Naval Intelligence and Security Group, supported by the PNP Special Action Force and the Armed Forces of the Philippines. In other news, the Commission on Elections ordered parties involved in the disqualification cases of former National Youth Commission Chair and Duterte Youth Party List Group's first nominee Ronald G. Cardema to refrain from speaking about the matter in public. Commissioner Rowena Guanzon said the case is being heard, placing it under sub judice rule. The petitioners are questioning the qualifications of the 34-year-old Cardema to represent Duterte Youth, which is a youth sector party list. Cardema's camp noted that there was no misrepresentation on the part of his client. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Joyce Goodies.
Still to come. 6 officials of Philhealth submit their courtesy resignation amid a multi-billion peso ghost claim scam. Australia opens opportunities for migration to skilled Negros residents. More on these when the PNA Newsroom continues.
Ulat sa ginagawa ng presidente. May 27, Lunes, Malacanang. Pinanumpa ni Pangulong Rodrigo Roa Duterte ang bagong talagang government officials mula sa iba't ibang sangay ng gobyerno. Pinanumpa niya rin si General Benjamin Madrigal Jr. bilang AFP Chief of Staff at mga bagong talagang general at flag officers. May 29, Miyerkules, Tokyo, Japan. Dumalo ang Pangulo sa Business Forum kasama ang Japanese business delegation at investors. Sinaksihan din niya ang paglagda ng Japanese at Filipino business delegation sa 7 business agreements at 19 na letters of intent na abot sa halos 300 billion pesos. Sinundan ito na magkahiwalay na roundtable meeting kasama ang ilang Japanese companies at Japanese tourism partners. May 30, Huwebes, Japan. Hindi nalimutan ng Pangulo na bisitahin ang Filipino community sa Tokyo na mainit naman siyang tinanggap. May 31, Biyernes. Sa ikatlong araw ng Pangulo sa Japan, nag-courtesy call sa kanya ang mga opisyales ng Japan-Philippine Parliamentarians Friendship League. Nagsalita si Pangulong Duterte sa Nikkei's 25th International Conference of the Future of Asia. Malugod siyang tinanggap ni Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe sa opisina nito sa Tokyo, kung saan naganap ang summit meeting na dinaluhan ng dalawang leader at kani-kanilang delegasyon.
It is an immense pleasure for me to welcome my special friend, President Duterte, here at my official residence once again, where we just had our 7th summit meeting. Japan is proud to be the largest partner supporting President Duterte's Build program to actively develop infrastructure. We will continue to strongly support the sustainable economic development of the Philippines through assistance in quality infrastructure.
I am pleased with the growing interest and confidence in the Philippines as a preferred trade and investment destination by Japanese businesses. I welcome Japan's reaffirmation of support for my government's flagship Big. I am grateful for Japan's fresh commitment of around 25 billion yen for the development of Mindanao's road network, vocational training facilities, and equipment and other projects.
Kinagabihan ay isang state banquet ang hinihanda ni Prime Minister Shinzo Abe para kay Pangulong Duterte at sa Philippine delegation.
Japan is a friend closer than a brother. This is no mere pronouncement. This is truth. As our actions and deeds continue to define, that is a bond marked by honor and will endure through time.
Ako po si Secretary Martin Andanar at ito ang Duterte on Duty. Abangan sa susunod na linggo ang mga gagawin ng Pangulo.
Six officials of Philhealth have complied with President Duterte's order to file their courtesy resignation letters in the wake of an alleged multi-billion peso claim scam. Health Secretary Francisco Duque on Tuesday met with Philhealth officials in a closed-door meeting to discuss the scope of President Duterte's marching orders. Duque said the officials will report for work until the president accepts the resignation and that the president is considering hiring a private accounting firm to audit Philhealth. President Duterte's directive on the courtesy resignation followed reports of Philhealth losing some 300 million pesos to ghost treatments at WellMed Dialysis Center in Quezon City. In a separate statement, Senator J.V. Ejercito, principal author of the Universal Healthcare Law, suggested the appointment of a financial expert who can make accurate projections of PhilHealth's fund line. He notes about 10 billion pesos of PhilHealth's funds were lost to diversion, which caused damage that is felt up to now. The National Bureau of Investigation, or NBI, on Tuesday filed charges of estafa and falsification against the officials of WellMed Dialysis and Laboratory Center, who was accused of receiving payments for fraudulent dialysis claims paid by Philhealth. The NBI filed charges against WellMed co-owner Brian C., who was arrested on Monday, along with WellMed's physicians and officers. Likewise charged were whistleblowers and former employees Edwin Roberto and Lizelle Eileen De Leon. The two accused C of filing benefit claims with Philhealth on behalf of dead patients. Before his resignation in March 2018, Roberto revealed that Philhealth paid WellMed a total of 808,600 pesos for ghost treatments. C's wife and respondent, Therese Francesca Tan C., meanwhile filed a petition for issuance of a writ of habeas corpus before the Manila Regional Trial Court, questioning her husband's arrest. Justice Secretary Bernardo Guevara said the writ of habeas corpus petition and inquest proceedings will determine whether there is basis to hold C without a warrant. Beverage giant Coca-Cola Philippines launched on Tuesday one of its important commitments to help boost the country's recycling industry. The company announced its comprehensive blueprint towards packaging sustainability through its so-called World Without Waste. It targets to collect and recycle a bottle or can for each one they sell and to use at least 50% recycled content in their packaging by 2030. Coca-Cola Philippines President and General Manager Win Everhart discussed the ambitious action plan that seeks to make use of recyclable packaging as a valuable resource with limitless use and possibilities. The beverage company is introducing more sustainable packaging innovations, supporting information and education programs, and building waste management capabilities in communities. The company, through its bottling arm Coca-Cola Beverage Philippines, has also announced its plan to invest in a 1 billion peso food-grade recycling facility in the country. It will improve recycling capabilities and lead to increased job generation for Filipinos. Australia has opened opportunities for Negros Occidental residents to migrate to its northern territory through its business and skills migration platform. Philippine Consul General to Northern Territory Januario John Rivas discussed these opportunities during the Business Migration Program presentation held in Bacolod City on Monday. Rivas said individuals may have the trade or graduate skills that can qualify them to gain entry to Australia and get migration permanency. For business migration, the Northern Territory hopes to assist negrenses on how to get a visa for staying and operating small-scale business. For skills migration, the Consul General said they are banking on the Filipinos' work ethic and values like resiliency among skilled workers, particularly in the hospitality and tourism sector. Richard Fu, Manager of Business Migration Department of the Northern Territory, presented the business, employment, and investment opportunities in Australia. Bacolod City appeals for aid as hundreds lose their homes to fires. Meanwhile, North Cotabato acquires 300 million pesos worth of infrastructure equipment. More on these and other news from the provinces from Benj Bondok.
In Bacolod City, some 230 families from 2 barangays were affected by the fire on Monday. The blaze started past 3 a.m. and consumed most of the houses in the neighborhood, all made of light materials. Over at Barangay Handumanan, a blaze hit SM's hypermarket at about 1:25 a.m. but was quickly declared under control. Bacolod City has appealed for assistance for the hundreds of affected residents. In Western Visayas, a total of 1,662 employed persons with disabilities, or 22% of the total employed PWDs in the country, are noted in the region as of December 2017. The Civil Service Commission declared Western Visayas as the region with the most number of employed persons with disabilities in the government workforce. CSC Chairperson Alicia De La Rosa Bala hailed the initiative of pushing for the employment of PWDs and preventing discrimination. For his part, Regional Director Rodolfo Encajonadao said the agency has thought of ways to make government service more inclusive for PWDs. In North Cotabato, more than 304.5 million worth of brand new road building equipment were acquired by the provincial government. North Cotabato Governor Emilio Mendoza said Tuesday the equipment was turned over to the Provincial Engineering Office on June 7. Mendoza said it hopes to boost infrastructure projects such as the construction and concreting of roads to make far-flung communities accessible to town centers. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Benj Bondok.
Up next, the Philippines expresses interest to host the 2021 UN World Tourism Organization Summit. Bacolod's Mascara Festival, dancers become the first ever foreign group to join South Korea's Maduhi Festival. The PNA Newsroom returns after these reminders.
The Environment, Tourism and Interior Departments recommended to close Boracay for 6 months
to address issues such as illegal structures and faulty drainage systems that is affecting Boracay's prized beach.
The last time na nandito is 2017. It's actually crowded. Sobrang dami ng tao. Everywhere, makikita mo talaga bars and drinks and masamahalat talaga.
We had more cases of skin disease. We had more cases of diarrhea.
So nagkasama-sama lahat ng mga agencies, tiningnan ano ba ang plano natin sa Boracay, compliance on Clean Air Act, Clean Water Act, at saka yung ating environmental compliance.
When they started demolishing, we saw that there was action, that they put their money where their mouth is.
Lahat ng nagamit na tubig ng customer, we collect it through our sewer lines and then it goes through a treatment process sa treatment plant.
It was nice that it happened. Finally, Boracay got the attention it is in deep need of.
I think a lot of work was done during the closure. The water is clear, the oceans are clean, there seems to be a lot of wildlife returning. We had for the first time in 10 years, we had turtles hatching on the beach a couple of days ago.
During the closure, you could see like the eagles came back and everything that we have had for a long time.
Pumasyal pa nga yung mga kondito udanding, galing na Cebu.
In the end, it's a good thing, yes. It was hard for us, but it was also a wake-up call.
The beach was cleaned up and is officially set to reopen on October 26th.
Wala lang na kumakain sa beach, bawal ng manigarilyo.
Gumanda yung isla namin as in bumalik sa dati na ambience.
We teach kids about pollution, solid waste management, because they're the ones who will sustain all the things that we're doing now.
Filipinos celebrate Independence Day as we look back at the sacrifices of our fellow countrymen to gain independence. But what does independence and freedom mean to Filipinos nowadays? Let's find out in today's Boses ng Masa.
Siyempre, significance today is yung freedom. Yun naman yung main independence from yung nag-colonize sa atin. So, importance nun is, siyempre, lahat naman ng na-experience natin ngayon is nag-root din naman dahil doon. So, kung hindi siguro nangyari yun, so, malay natin ano na yung culture natin, baka iba na rin yung pinaka-language natin or yung way of living natin in general. So, yun.
Ngayong araw, para sa akin, siguro, bukod sa history is yung Independence Day na yung bansa natin is malaya mula sa control ng iba't ibang bansa sa impluensya, halimbawa ng mga superpower ngayon tulad ng China and US.
Ang kahalagahan ng Independence Day sa ating mga Pilipino, siyempre yung malaya na tayo sa mga nanakop sa atin. So ibig sabihin, yung bansa natin, dapat yung sa panahon ngayon dapat mas lalo tayo maging mas maging maunlad yung ating pamumuhay.
Kalagahan po ng Independence Day ay yung pag-alala sa mga nakaraan ng ating nakalayaan ng araw. Ng ating mga bayani na pumanaw na. Muli natin tanawin ang mga nakaraan.
Halaga dyan maalala ng tao yung kalayaan natin mula sa mga sumasakop sa bansang Pilipinas. Yan na yung nagisnan ko Mula nang naging tao ko sa mundo may araw na ng kalayaan itong Pilipinas
The Philippines has expressed interest in hosting the next United Nations World Tourism Organization General Assembly in 2021. In a statement, Tourism Secretary Bernard Romulo Puyat said the Philippines hopes to showcase the country's sustainable tourism programs and actions to give importance to the nation's significant role in world maritime history and draw highlights to our country's discovery. The bid is timed with the celebration of the 500th anniversary of the world's first circumnavigation in 1521, which was completed when the Spanish expedition arrived in Cebu. The UNWTO Commission on Asia and the Pacific and the Commission on South Asia supported the country's bid to host the UNWTO Confab in 2021. Romulo Puyat recently led the Philippine delegation to Bhutan for the 31st UNWTO and related meetings, which includes the Regional Conference on Sustainable Development through Tourism. The Food and Drug Administration, or FDA, on Monday warned the public on the risks associated with buying medicines online. In a statement, the FDA said the purchase of medicines through the internet may lead to serious side effects and health problems if they are not stored properly. The administration stressed that medicines sold online have no guarantee that they are genuine or made with little or too much active ingredients that affect recovery from ailments. Online selling of medicines is not permitted nationwide pursuant to existing laws, rules, and regulations. The FDA only allows online ordering services provided that the seller has an existing FDA-licensed pharmacy or botica with a physical address. In our foreign news, Jack Ma of China's Alibaba Group met with UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres and Melinda Gates of the Gates Foundation on Monday to discuss measures for a safer and more sustainable future of the digital industry. The event sought to discuss how the public sector, private sector, and civil society can unite to realize the potential of digital technologies. Ma, who is also co-chair on the UN High-Level Panel on Digital Cooperation, notes the need for larger entities to take responsibility in the digital age. He highlighted the importance of privacy and data security and its relation to human rights and interests of society. For his part, Guterres notes that the importance of a people-centered approach. The panel calls for efforts to ensure every adult has affordable access to digital networks as well as digitally enabled financial and health services by 2030. It also highlighted the need to support women and marginalized groups with specific policies adopted to ensure their full digital inclusion. In sports, Filipinos on Sunday dominated the Laguna Phuket Marathon in Thailand. Christine Haliasgo and Cristobal Martes finished first and third respectively in the 21-kilometer run. The younger Haliasgo topped the women's side of the run, also ruling the 16-29 years old category. Thai runner Nataya Thanaronawat cruised to second place. Martes, who joined the 40 to 49-year-old category and was running with a busted shoelace, finished behind the Thai. Haliasgo is a 25-year-old mother of a baby girl from Malaybalay, Bukidnon, who ruled last year's 42nd National Milo Marathon Manila. The 40-year-old La Trinidad Benguet aboard Martes is a four-time Milo Marathon National Finals winner and winner of the SEA Games Marathon in 2001 and 2005. The team was also successful in the men's 21K run as Richard Salano took the top podium, while Prince Joey Lee was a close second and George Andrade finished fourth. Filipino festivals are not only tourist attractions, but they also reflect the culture and the spirit of the Filipino people. South Koreans got a glimpse of this spirit as Bacolod City's mascara dancers perform in one of their oldest festivals in the country. Joyce Kudis with the story.
The world-renowned Mascara Festival dancers made history as the first-ever foreign performing group to have graced the Maduhay Festival in Ulsan City, South Korea. The delegation from Bacolod City, led by Councilor M. Ang, was featured in the 3-day Maduhay Festival held from June 7 to 9. Ang said the Mascara dance team was the only foreign performer in the 2019 edition of the festival. The 320-year-old Ulsan Maduhay Festival is considered the largest tug-of-war game played long before the Joseon Dynasty, with more than 2,000 participants this year. The game, translated in English as playing with a horse head, is evaluated as a dynamic local culture incorporating the military and regional traditions of Ulsan. Ulsan Maduhay is the second Korean festival graced by the Mascara dancers this year. In Daegu City, the Mascara dance team was declared Best Foreign Group after besting 21 other groups in the foreign category of the Daegu Colorful Festival. In October last year, the Mascara Festival took home the bronze medal in the World Mass Dance Competition in Andong City. Bacolod's annual Mascara Festival, which turns 40 this year, is held every October. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Joyce Kudis.
Expect isolated rain showers and thunderstorms to be felt around the country after Independence Day. There may be chances of heavy rains in the evening, so carry your umbrellas as you go out. Meantime, let's check out the weather forecast for Metro Manila and the rest of the country. Let's take another look at today's biggest stories.
As the country celebrates Independence Day, President Duterte urges Filipinos to aspire for a truly independent Philippines. 6 officials of Philhealth submit their courtesy resignation amid a multi-billion peso ghost claim scam. Australia opens opportunities for migration to skilled Negros residents. And the Philippines expresses interest to host the 2021 UN World Tourism Organization Summit.
Thank you for watching another edition of the PNA Newsroom. To check out these and other stories, visit the PNA website or follow the Philippine News Agency on Facebook and Twitter. For more stories about the government and how it serves Filipinos, look for these hashtags on all our social media platforms and websites. Before we end, happy 121st Independence Day. Let's remain steadfast in raising the Philippine flag and rising above challenges. And that's your daily dose of latest news and information that you need to know from the PNA Newsroom. I'm Rom Dulfo. Good day.